Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Mitchellike, and you're listening to the first Focal Plane podcast with Sean, Kris, and Rooster. Get some.
That is right, Jerry Mitchelluk. We will get some.
Gotta love how he says rooster in that, hey? And a rooster.
Yeah, I know.
I get chills.
And rooster. You can tell when somebody gave him that ad read, he was like, rooster, huh?
I don't know. There's something about get some with four dudes on one podcast. And it's like,
It's Mitchelluk. It's okay. It's Mitchelluk.
It gets better, Mark. Don't judge.
judgment free zone, man.
So what are we doing first here? The intro, or are we going to introduce Mark first?
Yeah, you're running the show, Kris.
Oh, am I actually running the show today?
Yeah, why not?
Do it.
Jesus, Murphy. Well, I'm going to introduce the show first. So I guess I'm doing the mission briefing. Welcome to the first Focal Plane podcast, episode 53. Tackling the tough questions like, if a toque is a hat, what's a threak?
A sombrero.
The sombrero? If it's not, it should be. Our show tonight is brought to you by EM Precision Rifles in Leduc, Alberta. As Canada's premier precision builder of lightweight hunting rifles, starter packages, and ELR rigs, EM Precision has the right stuff to get you into the field, onto the range, and into the winning circle. Curtis Custom Actions have been named the official action of the 2021 Precision Rifle Series. Congrats to Chase and the crew at Curtis Custom Actions. EM Precision Rifles is the sole exclusive distributor for Curtis Custom in Canada. If you are looking for any of their products, hit up Shane on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website at emprifles.ca.
You bet.
Do we want to introduce Mark and then do the rest of the ad reads?
You tell us.
Well, what the fuck?
I like it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, fuckers, here's how this works. Now we're going to introduce Mark. Mark, Mecha Markimus, Maximus.
And then where's the glass smash drop like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Mark's video. For those of you who are joining us by video, Mark is trapped in a film noir.
My entire life has been like this. I just covered with black, the whole time. So what the hell? Why not?
I was fiddling around with my settings here, seeing if I could go black, but
Once you go black, you never go back.
Well, when I started off, it was like bright red, and then I fiddled with it, and it turned black. And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? This is now turning into a song." So I see a red door, and I want to paint it
probably
black,
the time to admit that you bought your camera as cheaply as possible from Amazon.
100% as cheaply as
that's not
possible.
intentional. I was going to say that's a nasty filter, you millennial all the way there.
Oh no, this is not intentional. I bought this camera off of Wish that fell off the back of a truck from a guy for like $9.
From a guy who knows a guy that knows another guy. Yeah,
that's right.
Scan with the golden N in the 10.
Hey man, you want to buy some webcams, man? So anyways, Mark is a buddy of mine. We did De-Educated together a while ago for a while, and you're kind of, well, actually you were going to be filling in for Rooster. You know what's funny? The very first time I was on this show, I was supposed to fill in for Rooster because he couldn't be here. And then like 2 minutes before we went live, he showed up. Today, Mark was supposed to fill in for Rooster, and 10 minutes before the show started, Rooster showed up.
This is how he rolls, right?
Yeah, basically, whenever Kurt says he can't make the show, just don't fucking believe him.
Well, I said I couldn't make Saturday's show.
Yeah,
little did I know.
That's fair.
Yeah, we did run
little
into
did he tell us.
Yeah, we did run into some issues and had to switch to today.
Yeah. Well, and Sarah, the reason I switched it, guys, sorry for the non-normal schedule, but Sarah's working evenings and I have the boy, and she's still working evenings and I have the boy. So if my webcam goes dark, that is why I'm parenting, I guess. Or like, don't do that. Get out of the garbage and stuff like that.
Put that knife down. We'll do that later.
Get that fork out of that socket.
Yeah. Why are you eating my gunpowder? What are you doing?
Hey,
Well,
Sean,
Mark.
tell us something about our top shot tonight.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say, adding on to the EM Precision Rifles, they have what you need. But if you really don't have what you need, you can get some of this stuff, which is bolt action coffee. Which getting into the precision specialty coffee game, they hand load their orders weekly to ensure quality of flavor and freshness. Bolt action coffee is roasted in packages Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and all orders shipped on Thursdays. So you could see it as early as Friday. Which I don't know about you, their coffee's amazing, and if I could have Friday's usually the shittiest day of the week for me. So if I'm crushing a Scopes Up or Overwatch or a midnight canoe trip, I like take some of my clients on a midnight canoe trip. But anyway, this process ensures supply order volumes match customer order volume and prevents aging on the shelf, so you're getting the fresh stuff. So check out Scopes Up, Overwatched, and if you don't like caffeine, which why are you listening to the show?
Or are you alive?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. You can use suppressed suppressed is their decaf blend. Midnight Canoe Trip is their new blend, and it's really good. It's a nice dark roast. Actually, I use Midnight Canoe Trip in Sarah bought one of those Tupperware cold brew things. It's got like a metal sleeve in it that looks like those water jugs you get at restaurants sometimes. They kind of look like a flower vase, if that makes sense.
Like a decanter.
Yeah. Oh,
kind of, yeah. But it's got a metal insert in it that you just fill with grounds, and of course I fill it right to the top and pack that shit in as tight as I can. But and I make that the night before, fill it with water, let it steep.
Did you just say that you load your coffee grounds like a black powder rifle or something?
Pretty much, and I have a specific ramrod that's the right size as I'm stroking something here.
How has somebody not invented that yet? Why is that not actually a thing?
Anyway.
We could do that and put it on KTEL International.
That's right. That's right. But leave it overnight, and especially in the weather we've been having, it's been 35 on the regular here, 35 degrees Celsius, which is like 86, 87 for you Freedom individuals. Cold brew is the way to go in this weather, I think, and I've been crushing it, and it's been keeping me afloat. So shout out to those guys. If you want some Bolt Action Coffee, boltactioncoffee.com. Fill your card up. Use code First Focal Plane for 10% off your order because nobody wants to pay taxes, especially on today, we're celebrating July 4th with our American friends, and they kicked the British to the curb. So there we go.
I did the old cowboy coffee thing with I believe it was Scopes Up this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually turned out pretty well. You throw the old grounds right in the bottom and fill her up with water.
boil it on an open fire for an hour. Yeah. Mud. It's amazing.
That's right. There was no open fire though. Fire ban all across Saskatchewan.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. So that kind of sucked. I had to do it on the old Coleman, but what the hell? Same.
First world problems.
How the
I know.
hell did you do that, Mark?
What?
Take another drink. You guys need to watch this. Look at that.
Wow.
Your
It's like
cup is
Superman is...
Man, it's like you pay $9 for a webcam. You can do fucking magic. It's amazing.
That's actually badass, man. That's like one of those like neo-noir films where there's certain things that are in color that are relevant to the plot.
Yeah, the Sin City filter, right? Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Start punching somebody blood will come out red.
Quick, put some lipstick on.
I don't have any on my desk in this drawer over here.
Sure.
Okay. Well, hold on a second though. Like that cup is actually blue, right?
It is. Yeah.
What's going on with your mic there, Chris?
Yeah, you got some mic issues.
Is it popping?
You sound like you're talking on a scrappy old record.
He talks shit about my $9 mic.
Comes to an audio podcast with a Wish microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's super
All
weird.
right, carrying on here. Our while Chris tries to figure out his technical stuff, our squad leader segment tonight is brought to you by Call Sign 66. Call Sign 66 is a veterans-based organization founded to facilitate multi-generational passage of information, ballistic applications R&D, and shooter development. The omnidirectional passage of information is key to the community's success and growth, as our organizational philosophy is such that we all have something to offer. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and their website at callsign66.ca. There's I'm not sure what events they have coming up. I know they're just out in Manitoba for a shoot out there. I think that was more or less just a fun shoot get together with former students and buddies. I know the boys are coming to my range in, I believe it's the 24th weekend of July. Check that out, you guys. They'll have that up on their website, callsign66.ca.
James Kopeck says it was at his place.
That's right. Yeah, James sent some pictures, and James donated $250 today to the CCFR fund.
No fucking way!
Absolutely,
nice.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, James. That was amazing.
James Kopeck, you are a hero, buddy. Thanks, man.
How do I sound?
You should
now,
see
by the way?
James's place.
Good, man.
Yeah,
You sound
good. Very much.
Does it rival
I
the
fixed it.
Rifle Ranch, Kurt?
Oh, you know what? It's much nicer, and it has nicer neighbors, I'm sure too. No, it's very well groomed, and they've got a nice shooting deck. It looks like. I haven't seen too many pictures of that, but it looks like a bloody country club. Like I was looking for golf carts in the pictures, which would be I think a long range precision course would be a fantastic way to use a golf course.
Well, the only way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much better the world would be if we converted all golf courses into gun ranges?
Yeah.
Well, hell, half of it could go to gun ranges, the other half for housing, and then you're laughing all the way, right?
As long as you keep the damn housing away from the rifle range.
Yeah. Don't convert the first 9 into housing,
Right.
and the second 9 into a gun range.
Got that backwards, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, since we're talking about it, do we care about YouTube anymore?
No.
'Cause
Well, yeah. Are we down?
Well, we just mentioned Kopech donated $250 to the CCFR Legal Fund, which entered him to win the Canuck FD12. Do we care if we show it?
No, show it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Fuck them.
Stick it to the man.
Don't
Sorry
look at
for
my
all
code
three.
from my safe.
You got look at that
Hey,
shirt.
nice shirt.
Yeah, look at that.
Son of a gun.
Nice.
But we have 3 viewers listening, so if you get booted, you just got to join us on Facebook or go to our Twitch, twitch.tv First Focal Plane. Look at that thing.
Nice.
Did you
Beautiful.
pre-frame it? Everybody knows what I'm doing?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do.
Make sure it's safe.
We are safe. And
You
look,
didn't look in the chamber.
no, I wanted to do it on camera.
Stop it.
See? Oh, damn it. Line up.
There you go.
fucker.
There you go.
Yeah, empty. We're empty. Anyway, this is what people are donating to the CCFR to win right now.
That guy.
There it is.
Yeah, that guy. The Hunt Group or Canuck FD12 shotgun, bullpup, semi-automatic, comes with four of these 5-round magazines, plus a 2-round.
The 4 5-rounders, you don't get that in the stock FD12 package. That's extra that was donated to us from Phil, so we could do the testing. But I think you only
That's
get.
correct.
I think you get 1 5, or is it 2 5s and 1 2?
Stock, you get 2 5s and 1 2.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
So ours that we're giving away comes with 4 5s and 1 2, and 2 of the 5s are still in their original packaging.
Brand spanking new.
Yeah, I did not take them out to do the review. Comes with this nice collapsible front grip. Comes with these iron sights. Of course, you got pick rail to put any optic or something that you want on it. This is, if you haven't checked out my review, make sure you do check out my review over on our YouTube page. Just search First Focal Plane Podcast on YouTube, and it'll come up pretty quick. Yeah, people can win this thing. Minimum $10 donation. Redact any personal information so that we're not, seeing stuff we don't need to see, and send us a screenshot of your receipt, and that enters you in to win this sweet ass. I wish my camera wasn't so close or was a wider angle so you could see the whole damn thing at one time. But this is a pretty sweet shotgun. I actually really, really enjoyed reviewing it. It was a lot of fun.
I like the QD mounts too. Those are
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, I didn't even
so
mention that. So there's one QD here.
Should be one halfway
another
down. Yep.
QD here. And then there's another QD right here on the pick rail on the side.
You bet. VJ on the Facebooks has a question. He says, multiple entries accepted, question mark? Well, buddy, if you donate $100, that means you get 10 entries because it's in denominations of
Minimum
$10.
10. Yep.
Yeah, minimum $10, but for every $10 that you donate, you get one. So
Do it.
Get on it.
That's
And
James is kicking himself now.
Basically, we can expect
He's like,
$1,000. We can expect $1,000 donation from VJ coming soon.
I think so. I can feel it.
that's right.
Is that shotgun like how much is that shotgun valued at normally?
Well, yeah. Remember when if you're doing this for the shotgun, remember this thing usually retails for around $800.
Right. Yeah.
Plus theft and shipping. So
Plus theft and shipping, plus each extra magazine retails for about $50, just under 50, I think.
you bet.
So you're looking at around $1,000 to buy this retail.
So
James says we're invited to go out to that range there. I think if he wins it, we're all going hand deliver the shot.
But James, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, exactly.
Get those yahoos out.
Oscar invited us out and asked him how much he regrets that.
Right.
We'll just load up some slugs and be like, oh, before we hand this to you, let's go to 5 meters.
And here's the crew of Mythbusters to film it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll say this though, when you invite the first focal plane crew out to your range, you do get an aerial sweep of your entire range on drone for free.
This is true.
Well, it does cost you something, but we won't get into that.
Well, it only cost Oscar some goose jerky.
That's true. Yeah.
And some.
I
for our audio listeners, I'm winking suggestively.
And rather creepily.
Yeah.
That's right. Don't ever do that again.
I need an adult.
Where did the bad man touch you, Mark? Yeah. Show me on this doll. Yeah.
Put me on the doll.
There's not enough spots on that doll. There's just not enough.
Well,
Hey,
Odell Engineering brings that in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Odell Engineering does bring that in. And Odell Engineering are the geniuses behind the Canuck line of firearms. Odell Engineering is your premium importer and distributor of some of Canada's top brands of firearms, including Bergara, Rock Island Armory, Mission First Tactical, Hyperfire, and of course the Made for Canucks, Canuck firearms. Rely on Odell Engineering's expertise in the Canadian market to provide you the best quality in firearms and firearms accessories. Hey, by the way, do you want to cosplay as Mad Max? Check out the Canuck Renegade. I know I said it anyway. I don't even care. I saw it there, so I said it. Anyway, check out the Canuck Renegade. Is that what you're? Yeah, there you go.
This is exactly it. The Canuck Renegade with synthetic furniture. Now the mic is down. I can't find my boom since I moved out of the garage. So
it's okay, we can hear you.
Okay,
no, we can hear you. You're good.
This is what I mean. Hold on, let me screw this back on before.
That is a beauty.
Is that your breacher brake that you're screwing on?
This is the one that comes on it. It also here. I got shit everywhere because of the move. Sorry, guys. Let me just make a mess here. It also comes with a case of these guys, which has 3 different chokes in it and a tool because they are internally threaded. But when I say Mad Max, it's got this goofy spike on it that I could get away from. But it's got a machined aluminum rail, which is actually pretty good. Surprising from what I've seen out of Turkey, because keep in mind, this is a Canuck, but it does come out of Turkey, out of one of the armories there. Now, it does have this plastic shell carrier on the side, which, I don't know, we'll see. I've never tried it yet, but it also has this knockoff Magpul furniture. Now, it's got an 870, Remington 870 manual of arms as well, so you got the bolt release on the front, or the tube release on the front. And a plus from the new 870s, this is steel.
The trigger guard is steel.
I think so.
Nice.
It feels like
Really?
it's cold enough. So 4+1 capacity, I believe. I think, yeah, 4+1 capacity. And it shoulders really nice. Like it's good. And on the plus side, so I have this knockoff Aimpoint sight that came on this cantilever mount. Now, when I had it on here, I'm like, oh, my chin weld's going to be like this when I'm shooting. Well, no, because it's got this adjustable cheek riser, which I love it going all the way up with that thing on it because you can just sit right on it and you're in business.
So basically, it's made to be a tactical gun with some optics on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come with irons, so it's just the flat top rail. So you'll need to put on some Magpul Pros or whatever, Troy, whatever you can find, or a cheap red dot. That's the way to go. So, and it also has this tri-rail on the front, so you can add your accessories. You can add a flashlight here or whatever. And it's honestly pretty good. I got this from Dave Fallman from the Canadian University Shooting Federation, who also owns Canada First Ammo Company with his partner. And I brokered a bit of a deal with him, and he gave me this for that deal as well. So shout out to him. But yeah, this is up for sale right now. I got it on Gun Nuts for $350 or something like that.
Nice.
But they list for, I think retails $459. I think. But prove me
And you
wrong.
haven't even shot that yet, have you?
Brand new. I just got it out of the box. That's all.
Yeah, you've just been playing with it.
I've just been finger fucking it the whole time, and it's smooth, man. Like it's like an 870 Express, like the cheap ones, the $400-$500 ones. At least mine was. It wasn't as finished as nice as this. Like this is just it's smooth, and the trigger's really good. Like here, I'll see if I can. So that's me going racket. That's the reset. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we heard that just as loud as the
and it's nice
trigger
and
brake
audible. It's phenomenal. This is a sweet little rig. So if I don't sell it, I won't be that unhappy. And it also comes with this little shockwave
bird's head,
which I'm thinking of putting on it just because. Why you have something like this? Why wouldn't you? You came to the wrong house, motherfucker. Anyway,
Came to the wrong tent, bear.
That's what Sean meant to say the first time.
I mean, yeah, bear, tents. Not my domicile. No,
Well,
but
here's the important part. You can find both of these shotguns and a dealer carrying their products at OdellEngineeringLTD.com, on Facebook on Odell Engineering Ltd, or walk into your local gun store and tell them Phil sent you.
you bet. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, let's
you
get
guys-
into the. Oh,
You
what?
guys got to remind me. There's an item on the XRO auction that I really need to win tonight. So when it gets close to 8:00, remind me if I don't remember.
Is there a emote or a emoji that we can have the XRO logo on our chat so I can just blast spam the chat with our XRO logo?
I don't know.
Why don't you
are
tell us what
okay.
you're bidding on there,
No,
Kurt? I'm sure
I-
people
No,
won't
because
outbid
somebody's
you.
gonna
I
go
don't know. I don't know.
No, that would never happen.
You
How-
bunch of pricks.
How the hell did Bald and Shiny 46 outbid you?
This is what I have to call friend.
So would that be you or me? That's the question.
Yeah.
It could have been either of us. That's the
It's
point.
actually Jens. That's why.
Jens. Speaking of which, I haven't heard Jens all night. I don't even know if he's listening right now.
Well, I didn't put anything about precision rifles in the description, so he's
So
probably
he doesn't give a
probably
shit.
sitting on his couch, angry as shit. He's like,
Das ist scheiße.
Achtung, yeah. But so, what have you guys been up to this week? Chris,
Well, I'll
why
let
don't you
every-
tell us about what happened yesterday?
Yeah, do you guys really want me to go first?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Jesus. So I'll tell you
Boy.
what, you could our listeners who have been with us for a while will probably remember way back in, what the hell was it, March, when we had Rick Kettig back on from CRPS and Project Mapleseed. And the first thing that I'm going to say about Rick is that I love the man. And that's not a lie. I really like Rick. He's a fantastic dude, and he's a solid dude. And he is running CRPS and therefore the X22 challenge. Well, He told us all about it the night that he was on, and I rushed out and registered for the event that was set for July 10th. And then I spread it in Edmonton, well, in Sherwood Park, And then I told a couple of my friends about it, and one of my friends and his wife registered for it. And so the three of us were registered for it.
And not only registered, what did they do to get prepared for the shoot?
They each bought a Ruger 1022 to compete in the stock division. So there's that too. And then July 9th rolled around and we went to Edmonton. We drove to Edmonton. We rented hotels. We checked into our hotels. We're sitting there and it's 9:30 at night, the night before we're supposed to compete. And my friend, his wife says, so like, what time is this supposed to be starting tomorrow? And like, well, I think it's 8 a.m. Let's check it out. So I log on to Practice Score, and I'm like, yeah, it says here, right, the event's right here. It says I'm logged in. The event starts at 8. So then they both log in, because they didn't know anything about Practice Score. Like for all three of us, this is our first competition in firearms, actually. So like we're complete noobs to competition. And so they logged in and were setting up their profiles, and they checked their registration, and it says they're registered. It says the event's on at 8 o'clock. The event hasn't been canceled in Practice Score. And then about 15 or so minutes later, all three of us get an email to our phones saying, we regret to inform you that due to COVID-19, we've had to reschedule the event in Sherwood Park. So, yeah. So
organization is fun.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I don't want to shit on too many people here. And I already mentioned Rick, and, I called Rick right away, and, to Rick's credit, it was like almost midnight where he is. And he answered the phone like the solid dude that he is. And, I couldn't give him a hard time for it, because as soon as he answered the phone, I could hear in his voice that he was just like, he was really sorry that it had happened, so I can't like yell at him.
Well, he's only human, right? And
absolutely.
It's, and it's not necessarily his fault.
And that's the thing, he's, it's the response. Like, this is my opinion. Okay. Rick has said the consummate professional, and he would never say this, but in these types of situations, I don't think Rick would say shit if his mouth was full of it. He would just be a professional and apologize on behalf of everybody like he did. Yeah. But I believe that when you are the local tournament promoter, and I'm saying this as somebody who runs tournaments, I run martial arts tournaments. So I'm not a stranger to the organization of a tournament, and it can absolutely be a shit show. But when you are the local promoter, whether you're working with a larger organization or not, you're the local promoter. You're responsible for making sure that the event runs smooth. And 100%. If the event gets canceled, you're the guy who's supposed to dole out the refunds. You're the guy who's supposed to give out the notifications. You're the guy who's supposed to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. So we drove all the way to Edmonton. We had 2 prepaid at that point. Like, we had already checked in, so it's not like we can just like walk away and get our money back for the hotels. And we had them booked for 2 nights, so we got a free vacation to the booming metropolis of Edmonton, Alberta, for Saturday and Sunday.
So. A nice little meal at Denny's to boot.
Oh, I wish we should have gone to Denny's. What we did do is we went to West Edmonton
Applebee's.
Mall. we did go
TGI
to West
Fridays.
Edmonton Mall, and we did not go to TGI Fridays. Can I just say, I haven't been to West Edmonton Mall in about 25 years,
and nothing has changed.
And that's the problem with it. Nothing has changed. That place is done. Like, I'm sorry, like, it is done. They've got entire wings. Like, they're more like the obscure wings in the corners of West Ed, but they've got entire wings that have no people in them anymore.
Well, malls,
there's no vendors in them.
Malls are
dying.
I know, like, malls they're a dying thing
anyway.
They need to shoot it. They need to turn it into a shooting range.
Well, they have the Wild West.
The whole thing.
That,
whole thing.
that I agree with. Yes.
Right?
You know what
I
would
mean-
be sweet? Take all the tenants out, turn it into a simunitions,
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
tactical center, and just that would be how epic would that be? You got multi levels you got to look after.
Hell
And-
yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
But you know
You
that
win
one
the millions.
asshat would jump right off of the balcony while
Right.
trying
Oh,
to
for
shoot
sure.
on the way down. Just
Under the
guns
rink.
blazing all the way down.
Yeah, but you could make it part of the attraction and just put a bunch of those gym mats on the bottom,
Oh,
so
there
people
you
can
go,
jump up
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
the Matrix thing with the two Uzis as they're
Aim
flying
for the
down the
bushes.
thing. That's
Wow.
We need an investor immediately right now.
Oh,
Okay.
let's buy the West End Mall. That's a
Oh.
terrible investment. Do not give us money for that.
Meanwhile, back in reality,
Hard left.
left. So of course we did go to Wild West Shooting Center. We also went and saw Tundra. They've got a very nice looking little gun store there.
They do.
It's very clean, very nice. Obviously very new looking. You know, I mean, they've been there for 2 years, but it's very new looking, very cool. The staff was very nice. They let us fiddle with handguns for about 20 minutes, knowing full well that we weren't going to buy any of them. That was very kind of them, talking to us and being nice folk. We went to Phoenix gun range and rented a couple of firearms, and we were blasting a couple of firearms, and I got to play with a SIG Cross while I was there.
Oh,
And I'm
Nice.
telling you guys, that's my new hunting gun.
is it?
I'm saying it right now.
But
Cool.
I'm saying
one
it right
didn't come home with you though.
Right.
No, I a little known fact about me, I save up the money before buying guns. I never buy them on credit because I like being married.
Yep.
So yeah, so
Horse is
one,
expensive. Yep.
that's right. It's more expensive than a gun. So yeah, so that one will be mine. It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine.
Nice.
And then we went to, I forget what the name of their outlet is in West Edmonton Mall. I can see it in my mind, but the name isn't coming to me. But it's an outlet in West Ed that belongs to Seb Arms in Edmonton.
Okay.
And we didn't go to Seb Arms, but we went to their outlet, and it's more just an army surplus store in West Ed. They don't sell any firearms there, but here. Okay, so much stuff these days is made in the People's Republic of China. And even if you buy it in America, a lot of times it's made in the People's Republic of China.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular backpack is made by Miltech. And for anybody who knows about Miltech is made in Germany.
Yeah.
What, Kurt? What?
Oh, I'm just thinking. We had this conversation a little while ago that I was looking for a backpack, and you were there looking at backpacks. And you brought one home.
Were you seriously looking for backpacks?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I got
That's
you
all
one.
right.
I got you one. It's right here.
Oh my God, you're awesome.
Well, you know what? The guy did say that they ship all over Canada.
Nice. I'll have to.
So
check
there they
that
are
out
right
for
there.
sure.
Sab
Okay.
Arms, Guns and Gear. Anyway, so yeah, it's Miltech. For those who don't know what Miltech is, it's made in Rottenburg, Deutschland, which is Germany. And can I zoom back? Like you can see it. Like it's
Oh yeah, nice.
a
It's a pretty
solid
standard
looking.
Molly backpack.
Yeah, it's a
All right.
standard looking Molly backpack, but it's solid. It's got pouches in it for either a plate or for a water bladder, and all the other good fun stuff that you would expect with a backpack. But here's the thing. My buddy's wife who came with us, I'm just not naming them because I don't know if they want to be named or not, but she recently got a 511 backpack that functionally is very similar to this one. It was regular $150. She got it on sale for $120.
Oh,
This one I got regular price $75,
nice.
Nice.
and it's not Chinesium.
Well, that'll do it.
So there you go.
Yeah, I was looking at that Rush 24 511 pack,
Oh, yeah?
when it was on sale there. And I have a Rush 72, which is it's a great pack. But what?
I'm just laughing at Jens. He just made a comment. He just told me my German sucks. Maybe that's because I'm born in Canada, Jens.
Anyways, that
Das ist nicht gut.
that pack that you have there looks like
Yeah.
pretty much exactly what I've been looking for. I have a smaller, cheap one that I bought from PV Mart years ago. Ran it over twice with a dozer, and it's still rolling, but it needs some love. It's got rips and tears in the zipper and all that.
Like
kind of
most
stuff,
things German, this one looks like it's pretty well built. There, Jens.
Yeah.
Did I redeem myself there?
little endorsement there, yeah.
You know, it's metal zippers. All the stitching looks reinforced. You know, it's the heavy what I forget what it's called, but the I forget the number designation or whatever, but it's that heavy like poly threading on it. So it's like it looks very, very well built. Obviously, I haven't put it through the ringer yet, but I'm not expecting anything made in Germany to fall apart.
No,
except for the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
But even that took what, like 30 years to fall apart?
Right.
So
substandard concrete.
And a bunch of angry Westerners. Yeah.
But it was supplied by Russia, so
that's right. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
In Russia, concrete make you. Oh, that's funny.
I want to say more things in German just to piss Jens off.
He's already up there. He's already mad because we're not talking about precision.
Yeah, he's like one step away.
Yeah. Say Audi.
Audi.
There you go.
Audi.
You nailed
Das Auto.
Shit.
That's pretty funny.
Kurt, what's going on with you, buddy? It's been a while.
You know what? I just got back from a 2-week stint up north at work, and I did a little bit of work around home on Monday afternoon after I got back. Tuesday prepped for camping, and I just got back last night. Late last night, I guess. Yeah, we had enough. It was
enough of the cooking.
Well, you know, the cooking would have been great. It would have been great if it had been around that 26 degrees. Once it gets past 26 for this guy, it's not fun. I burnt
When
myself.
you're knocking on the door of
like
40.
Crazy. Yeah. It's friday was a real bear. I can tell you that. And it's kind of funny. I maybe this is my age. Maybe it's a combination of my age and the heat, but I sitting around camp and I'd have a beer and then I'd lay back in my recliner chair thingy and I'd have to have a nap. 20 minutes later, up, have another beer about a half an hour after that, and back to napping. it was like,
sounds like a tough vacation.
Precisely timed. Well, you know what? I want to say I've been working enough that I think I deserve at least a weekend anyway. So.
100%.
Yeah, it was good to get away, and we went north this time, up to Wayaquan Lake, and it's good and gone north. It's past all the really popular spots, so there wasn't a whole lot of people. Yeah, I think so, and it's rough compared to those spots. Like those campsites, you're not allowed to cut any trees, do any trimming around site, and it's a little bit shitty because there's a province-wide fire ban on right now. So I was going to burn as much wood as humanly possible in one fire pit.
And then he was going to cut
time. Well, you can buy the firewood, which is a little less than optimum for me. I'm like, I like to be the guy that, Jens says not as cool as Moose Camp, not even close. But anyway, I personally prefer to get out and cut my own trees and all that kind of stuff. Well, that lasts for a while. And then after a few beers and a few naps, I don't feel like cutting the trees anymore. But
You got to make sure you cut all the trees that you need before you have your first
before the
beer.
beer, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
There you go.
Well, what'd you do, Sean?
Moved out of my garage. As you can tell, the scenery's a little different. Back
Yeah,
to the
that's
old digs,
unfortunate,
and
Yeah.
you know what? It is what it is. I've been. It's almost like I broke up with a girl. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you get to the
I
anger.
see you got a
you're like,
haircut.
no, I didn't. It's just
you
it's just getting grayer. That's all. But
Maybe you went and got your post breakup haircut. Hairdo.
no. It's you go through the stages, right? Like I had that shop. I got this tiny little condo, and that's what it was. It was my shop / office, and I had the bench. I had all my reloading stuff, and it's crazy how much in 6 months how much shit you can acquire for a shop. It was just unreal. And anyway, so I moved out last weekend, and then throughout the week here, and John Rogers isn't going to be happy, but sold the bench. Had to sell the bench. Couldn't find a home for it.
Uh-oh.
Well,
John didn't want it?
No, well, he said just give it to me, and we'll put it in the whatever he's got. And then I'm like, yeah, but I still have to see your wife, and she'll get mad at me, and it's like no. So I actually got fair coin for it. So enough to build another one, even with today's lumber prices. So
wow.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's good. I still got a couple things in there, but yeah, and it's like the stages of grief, right? You're angry, then you're sad, and then you're content, and then you're really angry because fuck that guy, and then you're like this. And it's like, no, and really it wasn't worth it. Just like the emotion and everything, it just brings me back to what matters most. And what matters most is getting everything back on track, and I still got the storage unit and everything's there, and yeah, it is what it is. So that's what I did.
But also, fuck that guy.
Yeah, really hard with
notification. Like I said to you before,
pointy.
Sean. Like I said to you before, you look at it as a win. I mean, you were in that place for what, 6 or 8 months or something.
6 exactly.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, you know what? It was a good little man cave for 6 months. So that's a positive there.
100%.
think. Yeah, and
100%.
Look at you being the optimist there, Kurt.
well, you know what? After 7 marriages, you get to be that way.
I was gonna say, what the hell happened to Grumpy Kurt? You're not allowed to go camping anymore.
Well, after beers and naps, man, your perspective changes on shit, right?
The Zen Rooster. You should write a book. Anyway, the Dolly Rooster. There you go.
Somebody change his name quick.
Yeah. Well, and I sold a couple guns this week. I hate to admit it. I'm going to show them. So, well, sold this guy. Still waiting on the transfer to go through. Sig P320. It's a nice gun, but it's obviously surplus to my needs. And yes, these are here because I dry fire with them. But they're both in great shape. And then I sold this guy, my Glock 17. So, yeah, got a little jingle jangle in my pocket, and it'll be nice. I'm trying to figure out what I can buy next. Oh, that's what it is. A camper. I bought a camper. So
nice. Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a camper.
Well, that especially living in a place like this and being able to get away from all the bullshit and whatever. And it's one thing to be in a tent. It's another to, with the kid and stuff. With a 5-year-old, it's tough to be in a tent and keep him entertained and stuff. So we picked up in 1989 Bon Air tent trailer, and it'll get us wherever we need to go, and everything works.
Are those Bon Airs fiberglass?
They are. The shell is.
Yeah. Are they like the clamshell ones, or are they like square?
No, it's a standard. It's a square, and then it just lifts up in the middle, and then the 2 beds go out side to side. And,
it's a pop-up.
Yeah, pop-up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go.
It's got the only thing that's kind of janky on it. Welcome to the first Focal tent trailer podcast. It's got the crank up, right, from the 80s and 90s, whatever. But the crank up is only 3/16 wire, and it's original wire.
Oh shit!
So I'm waiting to see, but it's all in good shape. There's no fraying or anything, so I'm not concerned. But I say that until I get to Indian Head the first trip next week and cranking that thing up and whack, and it comes slamming down, and I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the important part is that you're not expecting it to fail.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
positivity.
Yeah. Other than that, sold some guns. I haven't really shot anything. My dad gave me an old Marlin 17 HMR that have heavy barrel and a pile of ammo for it. So I'm going to throw a surplus scope I got on there, and I'm going to go sight that in probably in the next week here before I go camping, and throw that in the truck in case I see any yotes running across. Where I'm going camping in Indian Head, so obviously I can't go and shoot animals in the campground. But
Clearly,
it's
Well,
right
not
where I
looking
go.
for him anyway.
Well, that's right. But it's right near my whitetail hunting land. So like 50,000 acres of access that I have to.
Mhm.
Obviously, I can't go driving through a bunch of canola and Durham land right now, but
I wouldn't advise it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm losing my job, and then I'm really starting over. So
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I think a 17 is a great caliber. For a rimfire, it's got a little oomph to it, and you just can't reload it. But right, whatever. I can't reload shit right now anyway. So, so here we go. So yeah, that's about it. What about you, Marky Mark?
Well, actually, I had a pretty good week. I actually managed to get out to the range. I've obviously just had, I didn't have them. My wife had the babies, but we just had some twins a couple months ago. So it's been just super tough getting out to the range. And then I don't think I sacrificed enough versions to the gods of chaos yet, because like, I swear over the past like 2 months, every time I've gone out to the range, it's been like the wind is so crazy, or it's been raining. I even planned like in June I went down to Regina and I packed up all my shooting shit, and I was coming back home, and of course it started raining right the day I was going to go to the fucking range, and I was just like, I just could not win to get up to the range. So finally this past week on Canada Day, because I think it's important that we're shooting guns on Canada Day. It's one of those things I hold true and dear, and finally got out to the range. But I beforehand I decided, I've got a WK, so WK 180C, it's the Magpul edition, and I don't know if you guys know, but the gun is a fantastic gun. Like I put 3,000 rounds at least through that gun, and I bet you I've had 2 stoppages, and one of the stoppages was from a little fucking washer that had fallen off a 3D printed brass deflector that I had. Actually fell into the trigger while I was like, so really I've had 1 stoppage ever in that rifle, and so it's been a tank. But anyway, I decided what I wanted to do is I wanted to switch out, because it's got these nylon plastic bushings, right, where the rod moves through the gas system, and you can buy on True North where I got it. And those guys, by the way, I know they're maybe not sponsors, I don't know, but I love those guys. They've treated me right so many times.
Stanley and the gang are awesome.
Oh, dude, it was funny because I needed to get this bushing. And so I ordered it, and they had my old address in their system, so they sent it to my old address. So I was waiting for like 4 weeks. I'm like, is it coming, guys? They're like, oh, well, they looked at their, oh shit, wrong address. I gave them my right address. So they're like, yeah, we'll just send you another one. So they send it out again, but they wrote the wrong address. Like they had almost all of it, but then they had like a 3 instead of a 5, or 5 instead of a 3. So then it didn't show up. They sent it the 3rd time these guys sent it out to me, and it came. So the fact that they paid all the shipping, they did all, and we're talking a bushing that's like $5, right? Like, 100%. And they went through all that. So hats off to those guys. So anyway, I want to switch out this bushing. So because it just, I don't like the nylon. I don't like the plastic. We live in Canada. It gets -40. It's just not good idea to have it. Plus, it's one of my zombie apocalypse guns. I want it to be able to fire, when the zombies come. Or I also actually really legitimately do want to take it out. I want to legitimately take it out boar hunting one day when I can actually get around to it, because but so I need it to be rugged. I need to be able to go outside and really, work well. So anyway,
not break in the winter
and not break in the middle of damn winter, right? So actually, I head over to Kris's and I bring my rifle, and we're gonna change out this bushing, and we just, I've stripped that gun down a fair bit, and like I say, I have thousands, like at least 3,000 rounds to that gun, and so we're stripping it down, and we're futzing around, and we finally get it down to where this bushing sits inside, like right in the receiver, right? And we had to try to get the barrel off to get at this bushing. And Christ, Kris, like we tried everything to get this off. Now, granted, we didn't have the right.
The one tool that I needed
yes.
was my crow's foot wrench.
Yeah.
For my crow's foot barrel nut wrench. But it is currently with Maple Ridge Armory for no reason in particular.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have a plumber's wrench. And if I did, the teeth would be too wide on it anyway. Yeah. So I found a crescent wrench that was like, I was able to get the teeth wide enough, but the teeth on it are too fat. So the flat part on the barrel nut where it's supposed to grip onto, it wouldn't grip onto it because it's overlaps the width of the flat part. So we literally had nothing to get the damn barrel nut off.
So literally, we stripped this goddamn gun down to its like bare parts, and we're sitting there like just going, "Oh fuck!" Right? Oops. And the worst part.
And now that I think about it, Mark, the thing that we really forgot, like my torque wrench, is also with Maple Ridge. So how the hell did we think we were going to get it back on in the first place?
I had a torque wrench.
Did you bring one?
Yeah, I brought one. Yeah, I had a torque wrench. I wasn't worried about that. I just didn't have the fucking the proper. Anyway, so the worst part about this whole thing is, so we take this whole goddamn rifle apart. Of course, we can't switch out the bushing, and then I look close, and the goddamn nylon bushing that's in there is cracked, and a chunk is missing off of it. So I'm getting gas leakage now out of this goddamn rifle. So I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? So the rifle that is like my zombie apocalypse rifle is now basically out of commission until I can put
some plastic parts back on it. Yeah.
Right, exactly. What's so funny? They know that it breaks so often that they actually send you extras
for sure
when you buy it. Right. So
considering the rounds you have through it, I'm surprised you haven't blown an extractor yet.
Right, I know. Like it's honestly right. It
has actually treated you pretty good.
It's treated me really well. I have to be honest. Because I belong to a lot of like WK groups, and there's a lot of people have a lot of different issues with them and stuff. The one I got has really been phenomenal. Like I say, at least 3,000 rounds, probably even more. Quite frankly, like I've spent an inordinate amount of money putting rounds through that gun, and I have basically no issues with it. So like on that front, I can't complain. But then, it's got a trigger that I don't know if you guys know or have heard of the trigger on this thing. It's basically like it's a piece of shit. Like I'm sorry, but it's not a good trigger, right?
It's made to be upgraded.
It's made to be upgraded, right? So like that's the reality with that gun. But
do I have the deal for you? I don't know if they can take these. I still have this.
Right. I was just thinking about
that. Actually it does, I think.
It takes any AR.
Yeah.
Well, I made a deal on this.
Right on. Yeah. So we basically fucked around with the gun for like 3 hours, and then we put it all back together and went out to the range.
And then we went out and shot 22s.
22. Yeah. Basically.
Bonding experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. I hucked 100 rounds down range. It got really windy at the range. I got really pissed off. It was warm as shit. Plus, I needed to get home to feed my babies. So that was my Canada day and my week.
Oh, was it you were lactating, Mark? Is that it?
I was, yeah. Right? I have one of those. I have one of those.
Chris.
I have one of those guy bra things, right?
The man's ear.
Just double football.
I officially was not a part of that.
Yes, he was. He had a tear. He was like, "It's beautiful."
So I've got a question for you guys, considering we're 55 minutes in and we haven't really got to the main topic yet.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now.
I don't know.
What does it okay? The term I'm Canadian. Okay. What does that mean to you guys?
Well, Jesus, you should have told us about that before so we could think about it.
Well, I put it in the fucking StreamYard link.
What does I am Canadian mean to us? So obviously we can't just use the joke answer and mention a Molson Canadian commercial.
In all seriousness,
you know what? Honestly, like what being Canadian means to me has changed over the last little while, because what being 100%. Canadian meant to me, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but it feels like it's being eroded, because you know, we all grew up in the West, and you know, I think for most Westerners, Canada means a place of freedom and the ability to do, like, I know everybody talks about America, freedom, America, but I mean, the reality is that Canada is sparsely populated, especially in the West. And the majority of the people who settled the West, they settled it because it was sparsely populated, and you could manifest your own destiny, I think is what I'm trying to say. And I am a person who very much values being able to manifest my own destiny. And I still think that to really be Canadian is to be someone who values those things.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think our government does anymore, if they ever did. But I think that especially to be a Western Canadian, that's what it means to me.
What I
would agree.
Yeah, and I have to say, you know, like, I know there's really this sense that that, you know, what it means to be Canadian has eroded in the past, you know, few years or half decade or whatever the case might be. But I always think that we're almost allowing some of that feeling to happen. You know, my grandfather was, you know, stormed the beaches of Normandy and all of that kind of stuff, and a lot of us have that sense of that Canadian pride in those sorts of things. And I find that we're allowing some who are trying to change what it means to be Canadian. We're kind of allowing some of that to happen, and I think we are a nation of both peace and warriors, right? We're a nation that has its own unique history, and we've got scars, and you know, we've done some effed up things as a nation as well, that we do need to own. I genuinely think that, but we also need to own the fact that, like to Kris's point, we have a history where people have come, they set their own destiny. We've been a leader in technology. We've been a leader in the world, on the world stage, on the geopolitical stage. And we're a small little nation, but we've always tread lightly and carried a big stick. And I think that that's something that we need to actually get back to as a nation, and start, you know, really saying, no, we're not going to allow people to change who we are as a nation, you know?
Well, part of that is another value that we have is, or set of values that we have is the acceptance and tolerance that we've kind of historically had for everyone. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says about this country right now. There's all this bullshit about racism and all that garbage. I say bullshit, because you look at the people that we've literally embraced into this country. You know, one of the things that popped into my head when Sean first asked the question was opportunity. You go to places like Alberta, where you can find every race, every creed in the oil patch, and the businesses that support the oil patch, forestry, mining, all that kind of stuff. You can find everybody. Farming, absolutely. Every industry that you'll find in Alberta and Saskatchewan, BC. Here we are again talking about Western Canada, but I guess that's what we know. And you know what? I think we properly speak more about Western Canada than any other place, because that's what we know. That's what we know, and we can't profess to know a whole lot about Central and Eastern Canada. But I mean, those values of inviting everybody to come and work with us, to come and play with us, all that kind of stuff, will allow then some people to come along and, well, you know what? to change this. And we go, well, maybe we could make an exception there. Yeah, that's perfectly fine as long as you people are happy. And that I think is I think it happens a lot in Canada. As long as you're happy, you go right ahead and do that. There's that tolerance and acceptance thing.
That's a double-edged sword too, right?
It is.
Because,
it is.
In order to be able to come somewhere, to have the freedom to choose your own destiny,
Right.
to some extent, you have to have the freedom and the ability to be able to, do your own thing. I think the problem is that when we're talking about changing it or expecting others to do it your way.
Yeah.
I think is a major problem. And I also think that, I think you're absolutely right. I think Canada has been incredibly open since the beginning. I mean,
do you remember hearing,
at the beginning? Yeah, go ahead.
I need to interrupt you. Do you remember years ago, like it'd probably be 20 years ago, that's what people talked about, that we were so accepting of everybody coming to this country? When was the last time you heard that?
Well,
especially from our fucking leaders. Exactly.
It suddenly disappeared. But I mean, yes, at the beginning of the settlement of Canada, it was almost exclusively, if not exclusively, Europeans. I mean, that's just the way that it was.
That's it.
The British took a foothold. The French took a foothold. They basically said, Spanish, don't try it. And the Spanish stuck to South America. Then you had another wave where the Germans, Ukrainians, and yes, very European.
Yeah.
But that also changed. I mean, on the western coast, there's huge multiple Asian immigration influxes.
Big.
We've had, even just in the last 20 years, we've had a huge Filipino population moving into this country. A huge Sikh population has moved into this country. It's not just Europeans anymore.
No.
Nor should it be. It should.
Well, I think the only Europeans that come anymore are a little bit from Britain and a bunch from Ireland.
Well,
and we did have another Ireland. Yeah.
The important thing you have to remember in our nation, like in Canada, when it comes to immigration, is that we actually have very strict immigration laws. Like, you're not allowed to just rock up and be like, I'm here, right? Like we take in folks that have resources. Yes, there is a small segment of the population of immigrants who are refugees that we allow in, who have special circumstances. The vast majority of immigrants that come to this country have to have a sponsor. They have to have the right amount of money, right amount of funds in their bank account. They have to be able to either start a business or prove that they've got a job, right? Yeah. Like we as a nation are very much, we're very inviting, but we're only inviting really a certain demographic of the world's population into our nation.
You want to talk about how tough it is to get into Canada? Talk to Jens and Heike.
Yeah.
Yep. Honest to God,
I have friends who've immigrated from the U.S. Kris and I have connections with the Filipino community. Part of my job was dealing with people, new Canadians. It takes a lot to get into this nation, and I always find it interesting when people say that the United States or Canada were these evil countries. But yet everybody wants to come here. So
don't get me started.
Right?
Fuck.
So it's important that there's some perspective on that topic, right? Of immigration, that and it's not
nobody can really deny that in Canada's past and in a 100%. Lot of it recent past, Canada has fucked over certain segments of people in order to achieve its goals. And that, I think that has to be acknowledged. Reparations, whatever, the whole 9 yards. But I don't think that any of that ruins what Canada is. If you choose to see evil, you will see evil.
That's right.
If you choose to see John A. Macdonald as an evil colonial pig, well, then you'll see him as that.
I choose to see Tommy Douglas as a proponent of eugenics. It's
exactly it's this whole thing of judging people based on people that lived hundreds of years ago on our current day values. It is stupid.
Right.
Because it's the only fucking argument these people have.
It's no different than the antis judging gun owners with the same paintbrush as a couple guys who made a stupid idiotic decision and now we're getting the blame for it.
100%.
Right? You know,
Absolutely.
it's no different than that.
And like in some ways, like our history should be taught. Our entire history should be taught.
Yep.
But whereas, you know, let's say 50, 60, 70 years ago, there was no part of the dark side of Canada's history that was taught. It seems like now we're trying to create an overcorrection in the other direction.
Yes.
Well,
It's a pendulum, right? It swings one way and it's swinging back the other now.
We got to find a medium ground. Like, you know, it used to be you could walk up and down the street with any rifle that you wanted. And it was like, oh, there goes the Kemble kid again with his rifle. He's probably going to shoot some gophers in the field. No big deal. Yeah. You know, but at the same time, in a lot of ways, there was a lot of very outward racism that existed 50, 60, and not even sooner than that. It still exists today.
Okay. We're kind of going off the deep end, Chris. Sorry.
Right. Okay. So let me get back to it. So now it's guns are verboten, and we've gone completely the opposite direction, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. And also at the same time, now it's okay to look like me, you know, a obese guy, you know, that's okay now.
It was always okay to look like you,
and if well, of course, but if you disagree with that, shame on you. You're fat shaming, right? And that's no good because you're hurting this guy's feelings. Yeah. That's where we've gone. It's all about the feelings and how I'm feeling now.
Well, you know what? Canada used to be tough. And that used to be one of our values.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we live in the north and we survive here and we're tough sons of bitches.
And we got some of the best soldiers that's ever existed.
Right.
You know, we're friends with some of them. And, you know, it makes me be proud to talk about that. What it doesn't make me proud about is our leader talking about his socks and he shaved his beard and that's a news story. That makes me absolutely ashamed.
That's what we've been reduced to, though.
Guys,
now.
So like I want to make the point of with some of this change that we're talking about, that we're seeing with the, you know, this change in attitude. This is all this critical theory, right? That they are teaching in schools, that they're teaching in universities. What they're really trying to do is they've really allowed objective truth to no longer matter, and that's why history can change, and that's so like we have to understand that this is a concerted effort by a small group of individuals, that the most Canadians, when you look at polling, when you look at data and stuff like that, they don't feel the way that this is being like the scale that we're seeing, like of things changing, of institutions changing, and all this.
They may not all agree with it, but there's a culpability there.
There's a culpability because people,
they're just being silent and apathetic.
Right, but you have but we also have to look at it like you have a very small group of people who, with a concerted effort, who are trying to change the culture, and nobody's pushing back, because you also got to understand, man, people got to work, people got to pay their bills, they got to eat, right? And all they want to do is like make it through the day. So what we have to try to do is if we want to fight back against that critical theory, that wokeness, as they call it, right? We have to build our own culture. We have to put the culture of being a Canadian back out there and say, no, you know, we have to push back. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that there's obviously an issue, and we need to find that.
We need to find that commonality, and especially in the gun community right now, I think. There's a very, like, we all have something very obvious in common. We like guns. We like shooting them. We like hunting, target shooting, sport, you name it. Right?
The comfort of the tool that they are.
Right? Exactly. Yep. But instead of focusing on that commonality, we're constantly dividing ourselves because, you know, as well, you know, I'm a gun owner, but I have this other belief that somehow is more important, or I have this other belief or whatever.
Politics, right? Like it turns everyone into teams, and if you're not on my team, you're the enemy, and only a Sith deals in absolutes.
In the case, I love the quote, but in the case,
has no idea what I'm talking about.
He's
right
like, Sith what?
But in terms of that.
I don't think it's identity politics with gun owners. It's ideology. It's not thinking about our ideology. It's just living someone else's ideology that we've heard. 100%. And I think that us as gun owners, if we're really going to make traction, I think we need to start thinking more about the ideology that we espouse
that we're talking
in
about
general.
Tonight, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's where guys
absolutely.
like Yukon Strong. Have you guys seen his videos?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's a
Followed
great
him?
guy.
Yep.
Oh,
I'd
he
like to
is
meet him.
phenomenal, and he epitomizes, in my opinion, what it's like to be a man in Canada right now.
Sure,
No,
absolutely.
or more so Western Canadian, right? Not urban, but you know what I mean. And he has some
Well,
thoughts out there. I highly encourage you check him out. So
yeah.
You know what?
Hey.
I contacted him quite a long time ago now, and he said he's more than happy to come on the show. We never followed up. We went through spate. We went through a spate of a whole whack of guests there for a while, and he just got left out. We need to revisit that.
you bet.
By the way, it's 10 after 8, so I don't know if you got your auction or not. So.
Oh man, we got fired up. Hold on, we got to see if it's still there.
I had one job, I guess. I'm sorry, guys. One job.
Oh, sorry,
You know,
buddy.
I was
Son
thinking,
of a
I was
bitch.
thinking
What was
of
your
telling
bid,
you to
Kurt?
set a timer.
No, it wasn't enough because I was waiting to put another one on.
Just wait. Let's
no.
just see here. I'm sure.
Yeah,
it
while you
might be
guys
off
are
the
looking,
website. Yeah.
while you guys are looking it up.
Oh no, it's gone. Sorry, buddy.
Why the fuck did we have to have this podcast tonight? Son of a bitch.
So why don't you tell the listeners what you were bidding on?
Oh, a keg of H50 BMG that I need for my 33XC.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
No, sorry, buddy. Well, let's.
No, that's all right. It's not your responsibility.
Well,
It's
you
Mark's.
literally
It was
made
mine,
it our
apparently. I don't know. I was just like,
Yeah.
I ever so gently gazed down, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh shit. Well, Mark, good to see you. You're never coming back on.
Yeah.
Can I stop for a second? Has anybody noticed that Luke Godin has not commented?
He
At all
actually
tonight?
messaged me. He
Yeah.
said
No,
he's in
Facebook
jail.
Oh, is this? There we go. I can't
Yeah.
comment. I'm in Facebook jail.
Nice.
Poor
We got a few
bastard.
regulars listening. I guess the Sunday night time slot isn't a good one because we're low on live viewers, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
We are, yeah.
We got you.
Well, and we keep
Kelly.
jerking everybody around lately with our times. I mean, we got to
I
get back to
know.
more static
Well, it's
time. but
summertime, man. It's
It is,
summertime,
yeah.
and we all got shit going on. And
I'll tell you what. If everybody, we should just start a Patreon thing, and all the people who want a static time can just donate to Patreon, and then we can afford to quit our jobs and
Or-
just do this full time.
go
There you
go subscribe to us on Twitch. That'll be better than Patreon because Patreon
Yeah.
will take half the price.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
we're on Twitch right now, guys. Twitch.tv/First Focal Plane. That's where
And if
we're at.
anybody has any H50 BMG, email us.
Info@ffpp.ca. Just put
Maybe
in the
F.
subject line H50 BMG.
Use code H50BMG.
Right. We'll send you a First Focal Plane T-shirt.
Yeah,
There you
let's see
go.
those shirts, Chris.
Oh, you want to see them? All right. So, first of all, everybody who's watching, these are very limited run. We don't have very many. These are test T-shirts, but so they've got first. You can see her in the corner.
Those are dandy.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Okay, and on the back, I'm going to pull my earbud out here. I won't be able to hear you, but
There you go.
Just
That's pretty
Live,
cool.
Sonny,
laugh,
you could see them?
reload.
Could you see them?
Oh yeah, it's great. Perfect.
Now Luke then comments, assholes. I forgot about YouTube.
Oh, that's our fault.
Yeah,
That's the problem with Canada right now.
We're the assholes. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, here's my question for Luke. We literally just told him to log into Twitch, and what does he do? He logs into
Right.
To
YouTube.
YouTube.
Right.
Anyway. Cool. Well, good talk tonight, guys. We
Yeah,
covered a lot
excellent.
of ground, and
yeah.
it's nice to catch up with you guys and go from there. But
That was great seeing you guys again, and thanks so
You
much
as
for
well,
having
Mark.
me.
Thanks.
Like, always have a great time when I'm.
well,
on
we're
the
not done
podcast
yet.
with you guys.
Just hold on.
Okay. Just edit that part and move it forward then.
What is this editing you speak of?
Sean doesn't edit. Sean doesn't edit.
What are you talking about? Well, guys, we have one more sponsor ad read here for ScoutFit. They're an interactive platform for youth of all ages, not just youth, for people of all ages. From profiles to highlight reels, we put you front and center in the sporting world. Not they're mainly driven to hockey and highlight vids for hockey. But if you're a pro shooter or want to be a pro shooter, if you're a wrestler, jiu-jitsu guy, whatever, you're trying to put a highlight reel together for YouTube, whatever, contact ScoutVid. They'll put together whatever demo tape you want. They can help you develop your demo curated for certain agents. If you're in the hockey world, I know, especially us in Saskatchewan, Bantam draft year is coming up. A lot of guys are looking to get in front of those guys. ScoutFit is perfect for it. So check them out, Facebook, Instagram, and their website at scoutfit.com. And like I said, they'll help you get to the show, whatever your show is. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Diggity.
Thanks, Sean.
So do you guys have any shout-outs this week? Let's start with Mark.
No, the only shout out I would have to say is shout out to all you beautiful people out there in this beautiful nation. Love Canada, and you know what, guys, we are still the greatest nation, no matter what the hell's going on. I think that's all I've got.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Love, peace, and soul.
Campbell, what do you got?
I'm trying to think of who I want to shout out. You know what? I'm just going to shout out Phoenix in Edmonton, because they were. Well, you know what? If I could shout out them, I got to shout out Tundra too, because both of them especially were really cool people. Or they had really cool people, and they have really nice businesses. And Phoenix has a very nice gun range and very awesome dudes who treated us very, very nicely. So I'm going to shout them out.
Nice.
Perfect.
How about Dolly Rooster? What do you got?
All right. Well, I got MK Machining this week. I got a bubble level.
Ooh. That's for your March scope.
It is. Now, because of the way the March scope attaches to the rifle, I couldn't get a level on the rail. So I had to go on top of the rail. The Genesis has a rail on top of the scope, and the old MK Machining, Jesus, camera level fits right on there.
Nice.
It has nothing to do with the operator; it's the camera.
Right on. So
what I say when I'm shooting.
So did you buy it right from MK?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you have any trouble getting it across the border or anything? Or?
Nothing. Nice. It was actually pretty quick. It was just over 2 weeks, 16 days, something like that. I was a little bit surprised. Yeah. So no issues at all.
Cool. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to London Drugs today, because I went there to pick up some toiletries and accessories and stuff. London Drugs. That's That's where my post office is. And so the gal at the post office there, I went there to pick up your gun, Kris. Mm-hmm. The WK that we got from Bullseye North. Check them out, Bullseye North.
Because Keltec doesn't want to bring RDBs into this country anymore.
So Kris got a WK. Anyway, so I went and picked it. First off, Canada Post will not deliver to my condo. They just give me the slips. That's it. They don't even attempt. You know why? Because I work from home all day, and they do not attempt to deliver. So anyway, I go there, I pick it up, and she's like, "Okay, here you go." She checked my ID and my address, but it was a firearm. They're like, the security for Canada Post is asinine, because if they do deliver, they just leave it at the front door. Yeah. And she's like, "Hey, you're a gun guy." Like, she knows me because I'm there every week, it seems like, buying, with boxes labeled explosives or whatever, right? So she's like, "Oh, you're the gun guy," kind of thing. Yeah. So I picked it up. She's like, "Is that a gun?" I'm like, "Well, I can neither confirm nor deny."
It's a torque. It's a torque wrench.
Right. But she's like
torque wrench and a crow's foot wrench.
Well, because like London Drugs is just a post office outlet. She doesn't work for Canada Post, so she just works for London Drugs. She's like, these idiots didn't even put a signature on it for a gun. Like, I know, right?
Would it have made a difference?
It wouldn't have. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to her at the.
I'll tell a really quick story. Literally, when my WK was delivered, I lived in a condo, and it was there's 15 friggin' condos. It literally was leaned up against my door, where in a public spot, in a thing labeled, it's like this in black. It was wrapped in black and labeled with explosive, and just leaned up against my door. I'm like, Are you freaking kidding me? Nobody signed nothing for it.
Yep.
I was like, come on.
Oh, and
That
their
was
excuse
pre-pandemic.
is COVID.
Yeah, that's
That was pre-pandemic.
Pre-
He's had that gun for a
pre-pandemic,
few years now.
Yeah, absolutely.
No kidding.
That would have been in like 18. Yeah.
My buddy found a
assholes.
VZ58 on his lawn that he ordered. They just left it on his lawn.
Oh my god.
So
What's the recourse?
Right. Yeah.
Well, there isn't one.
No.
but then we lose it, and who gets investigated? It's
That's
all
right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Just like us being assholes because Luke wasn't on Twitch.
that's right. He is now, apparently. Anyway,
Yeah, he is now.
thanks,
He's 22
Luke.
LR
Appreciate
Luke.
it. Give us a follow on there, and if like and subscribe and all that shit on Facebook. If you haven't already, I haven't looked. Do we have any new reviews? We didn't get any on the emails.
No.
Let me just look on the podcast app quickly, and I'll tell you. But if you guys haven't yet, go to anywhere you get your podcast and leave us a review. It does nothing but help the show. Even if it's a 5-star review, which we have received nothing but 5-star reviews. But if you don't like what you're listening, let us know. Leave us a 1-star. Tell us how dog shit we are, and Kris will write you a letter from the Department of Give a Fucks. Yeah, we got no new ones besides that 234 sent it the other day or the other month. So send us, or if you have questions, send us an email. Info at ffpp.ca, info at ffpp.ca, and we will do our best to answer them. So, also FT12. Yes, go ahead.
No.
Oh, I can't show and talk at the same time because I can't be close to my mic.
That's okay. If you donate $10 or in any increment of $10 to the CCFR, you will get one entry to the giveaway for that kick-ass bullpup shotgun in 12 gauge with all the accessories and all the shit.
Now I'm just going to have to mention that every of the directions that I just pointed at are all safe directions.
Well, you already cleared the gun, but still, that doesn't matter.
Well, I did leave it on the table about a foot away from me for about the last hour, so it could have loaded.
Pointing right at Joanne's head. Just
you got to be careful doing that, man.
I'm in the basement. She's upstairs, but not directly above me.
There you go. So yeah. Cool, guys. Well, thanks. Big shout out to John Johnston for the kick-ass music. If you buy a guitar, he's gotten 2 inquiries. He said,
"Has he actually? That's cool.
Good.
Good for him."
So if you'd like a sweet guitar, check him out at johnstonCustomGuitars.com. And if you'd like get one, tell him we sent you, and he will give you 10% off. Yeah.
Bueno.
Good talk, guys. See you next week. We'll try and schedule the next show for live Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Standard. So,
well, here's a question: how poorly can we say goodbye in German for Jens?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Don't you just scream really loud, random consonants? Isn't that how you say goodbye in German?
Nine.
End it with an organ.
That's it. That's all I know.
I'm gonna say Auf Wiedersehen.
Close. Yes.
Yeah.
On that note, guys, appreciate it. See you next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye.
Ciao.